What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. Of course, this is your host, Trey. Today we're going to talk about this round one, game four NBA matchup between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic. All right, so this game will be played at 1 p.m. East Coast time. The line did open up at over under 201, Orlando minus 2.5. It has since moved to the over under 201.5 and Orlando minus 2. All right, so last time these two teams met on the 25th, Cleveland got crushed 83 to 121. All right, Orlando Magic hope for more home court dominance in their Eastern Conference first round playoff series when they host the Cavaliers today. After being limited to 83 and 86 points in their series opening against Cleveland, the Magic kind of regained their footing, and here's why. All right, so he got, of course, Paulo Banchero snapped. All right, he went for 31 points in the Game 3 win. Jalen Suggs, he actually showed up for once, put up 24, exactly what the Orlando Magic kind of need from him on a consistent basis. He just doesn't do it. And the Magic had shot 21.6 and 25.7% respectively from deep in games 2 in games 1 and game 2, but overpowered the visitors in game 3 by shooting 13 for 37. Which is 35.1%. It was pretty good shooting. Now, Coach Jamal Mosley credited Banchero for setting a new tone even after him and his teammates started the game horribly. I mean, they missed their first 9 shots, guys, early in the game. He said the moment he stepped into his first shot and it didn't go in, there was no hesitation to his next one. And I think that that's a sign of a young man who's continued to get better, continue to grow into who he is becoming, that he does not let a make or a miss rattle what he's doing. And then you saw the result down the stretch. He was fantastic. And that's the way a coach is supposed to speak about their player when the player steps up in the playoffs for him. Because at the end of the day, that's what actually had to happen, or Orlando was going to get crushed. Now, JB Bickerstaff kind of responded like this. He said it starts with the things that we talk about that impact winning here on the road. We're capable of doing the small things that impact winning. The rebounding, the 50-50 balls, physicality, strength, all those things that they were doing at home doesn't change because we're on the road. And it doesn't change just because of one game. We're able to do it, and I expect us to do a better job in game 4. All right. At the end of the day, you guys, Magic came in here. They shot 51.1% from the field, and they held to the Cavaliers to 39% shooting. Okay? They also held the Cavs to 23.5% shooting from 3. Do I believe this can happen again? Possibly. I mean, let's look at the rebounding. So, Magic only turned the ball over 9 times, and the Magic have really struggled with turnovers. So that was amazing for them. They forced 14 turnovers. They out-rebounded them 51 to 32. And when the top points getter is Jared Allen, there's a problem. And when Jared Allen only gets 8 boards, definitely a problem. Okay, is this repeatable? And let's look. So on the season, the Orlando Magic, we all know, in the first quarter, their defense is 11th versus Cleveland's 10th. So that's 29.6 points to 27.5 points. 27.5 points is what Orlando gives up. 29.6 points is what Cleveland scores in the first quarter. So I'm looking at them being able to hold them down a little bit more, just like they just did. That will probably average out somewhere about 28 points. Then if you look, Orlando in the first quarter, they are the second worst offense in the NBA. Hence why they have that slow start consistently. Okay, they only score 26.5 points per game, and Cleveland's defense they give up 28.3 points per game, which is 14th in the NBA. So that gives opportunity for the Magic to actually score more, like they actually did when they came out and put up that 31 in the first quarter last game. All right, I'll give you these numbers, guys, so that you can understand the flow of the game and possibly opportunities for in-game bets. Okay, in-game live bets is like definitely something that you should have in your repertoire if you don't. Okay, but you have to be actually paying attention to the game and watch the game, right, to see the flow or understand what happens by quarter, which is why I'm giving it to you like this. So in the second quarter, the Cleveland Cavaliers on offense, they're the 24th worst offense in the NBA versus Magic being the number one defense in the NBA. And that's why in the second quarter, it gives the opportunity for the Magic to step up. Now, when you look at the inverse, though, the Magic only scores 28.6 points per game in the second quarter, and Cleveland only gives up 26.8. They're the number 2 overall defense in the NBA in the second quarter. All right, so that's why you have more opportunity for Orlando to keep holding that lead, because Orlando was already playing stronger defense. If Orlando can actually get a lead or score more than what their regular average is in that first quarter, that bodes well for the end game goal of what the Magic need to do, because as the quarters go on, the Magic defense just stays strong. Third quarter, the number 7 in the NBA, giving up 27.6, and Cleveland struggles again as the 26th worst offense in the NBA in the third quarter. And then when you look in the third quarter in the inverse, Cleveland comes out, plays great defense, number 8. They give up 27.7 points, and the Magic only score 28 points. So that's why this has got, that line is where it's at. It's supposed to be a close game for a reason, you guys. These two teams, both of them play defense. The Cleveland's defense has been rounding back into form, or at least while it was on the road. While it was at home. Now, what they did last game, it's not like they didn't come out right. Orlando just got on fire at certain points in the game. So when you look at these two teams head to head in the last 10 times these two teams, we all know Cleveland runs the series straight up 7-3. All right, they're 6-3-1 against the spread in the last 10, but it's 5-5 to the over and under. All right, now, but if you look this season, these teams have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and out of the 7 times they played this season, the Magic have only won 3. Cleveland's won 4 of them. And then when you look how many times the Magic have covered 3 times exactly every time they win, and Cleveland has covered 4 of them. So it leans Cleveland when you look at it for the full season. They are 4-3 right now. The Magic do have an opportunity to tie this series up on the season right now, as well as tie this series up in this round. Okay, so when you're looking at what's been happening basically with these two teams, all right, and what they've been scoring. Okay, in the last 3 games, all right, Cleveland's been scoring 92 points per game and giving up 96.7 points per game, versus Orlando scoring 96.7 points per game and giving up 92 in the last 3. So this is what they were doing for the series. Orlando, because of that big win with that 121 points, it kind of made up the difference on what was happening to them in Cleveland. All right, and that's why you got to look at the teams situationally. So we know Orlando is going to be the home team, and they're also going to be the favorite this game. All right, so sit straight up at home. I told y'all this last time. I'm telling you again. Orlando is 30-11 at home, straight up. All right, Cleveland's barely over 500 on the road. They're 22-20. And then when you look as the away underdog, Cleveland is 8-14 on the season straight up, and Orlando as a home favorite is 22-4. That's why when the books tell you what they tell you and they give you the number they give you, you got to pay attention to it, because these things are real. Orlando is like one of the best against the spread teams in the NBA. All right, so let's look against the spread. Actually, let's see how they are in that situation. It's basically the same thing, man. As a home favorite, the Orlando Magic are 20-6 against the spread, whereas Cleveland as an away underdog is 10-12, so under 500, versus one of the best in the NBA. Okay, it's a completely different team with Orlando when they are at home, especially when that crowd's rocking, and it's been a while since they've seen playoff basketball. That's why the environment stayed the same, and that's why Mosley mentioned Don Carroll the way he did. To see that young man come out with the confidence he came out with in that game, that speaks volumes to the reason he was drafted where he was drafted. So when you look at how these two teams have been over under in this situation, as a home favorite, Magic are 11 to the over, 15 to the under, and as an away underdog, Cleveland is 10 to the over, 12 to the under. So that's why, even though this game did go over in the last game because Orlando exploded on offense, all right, I'm not sure if Orlando's going to explode like 121 points again like that. They could, They really could, but I'm just not sure if it's going to be like that. And that's why Vegas did put the line at 2, because they expect it to be a close game, and they dropped the over under. Like if you remember in the last game, the over under was I'm sorry, they kept it the same. The over under was 202, and it's 202 now, and it went over. All right, and matter of fact, it's 201.5. If you look on Hard Rock Bet right now, it's 201.5. They got Magic's team total set at 105 points, and Cavs at 99.5. You can also get it all the way up to 101.5, and you can get the Magic all the way up to 102.5. So there, it's even the books are all expecting a small variance. Okay. And that's why there's certain ways to look at this game and to still make some cash. All right. And I'm going to talk to y'all about that real quick. All right. So understanding everything that I just told you and what's been going on with these two teams. And knowing that the Cavaliers have lost each of their last 7 road games against teams that held a winning record. The Cavs have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 7 road games against Southeastern Division opponents following a loss. And 9 of the Cavs' last 10 playoff games have gone under the total points line. And then when you look at Orlando, the home team has won each of the Magic's last 9 games. The home team has covered the spread in each of the Magic's last 9 games, and 14 of the Magic's last 15 games have gone under the total points line. All right? I say all that to say this, you guys. Pick for this game, I'm already on it. I'm already on the Magic money line. As far as over-under is concerned, I do lean towards the under, but maybe I'll purchase a couple points if I do end up going in that route. Definitely going to in-game live bet this game too as well, just to see how the flow of the game's going. I do kind of like the Magic to hold the Cavs under their team total 101.5. It's just the Cavs, when you look at what they've been doing in their last, let's just say their last 5 games, okay? Their last 5 games, they really hadn't played anybody that played defense except for Orlando. And when they meet Orlando, they haven't been scoring. Let's see, they scored 97 points and 96 points, and they were at home on those games. All right, so I definitely would like to look at that. Take a look at that Cavs team total under 101.5. I think the Magic can come out, play defense again, even if it's a close game. They're going to play defense, and then at home too as well. Now, if the Magic end up scoring more than 100 points, then it's definitely a wrap for Cleveland. Cleveland has to hold the Magic under 100 if they even want to stand a chance. But like I said, I'm on the money line. I'm leaning towards the under. Probably going to do some live betting on this as well. I suggest you do. And that Cavs team total under 101.5, I kind of like that. So I might be doing that too. You guys, I've already put my plays up that I did last time these two teams did meet. I only bet on the Magic that game. Did hit on that. I did bet on the over under too, and I said the total game under, and that didn't hit. But it happens. But I did cover myself on the back end so it's all gravy, But like I said, you guys have a blessed day. Stay safe. I'm gonna see you at the window. Peace.